CarolJo's.com, which is an online jewelry and accessory business for women. Um, we do lots of things here besides just try to promote me selling jewelry, or actually don't sell that much jewelry here or promote it very often. Excuse me. Hi, Nordic Luna. I gotta grab two things here. I forgot my backup account tablet that I can see comments from TikTok Easy Run, and I need closures. There's a reason why. And I'll explain because we have something going on tonight. There we go. I gotta grab the tablet. I have been binge watching Netflix while I'm working. There. So welcome in, everybody. Sorry I wasn't at my desk there for a moment. I turned down the volume because I've been watching All American. Binge watching that lately. I'm finally on season 7, so I'm there at the end now. All right. Okay, we'll see you in just a moment, Ashley. Okay. So, as always, for those of you that are coming into us from TikTok, when we get to 10,000 likes and 10 shares, we will start doing giveaways. So if you guys can share out right away and like right away, that helps us with our algorithm and getting this out there and more people joining us. We do different things here on TikTok and YouTube. When I'm live on both, that means we're doing one of two things. We're either doing a chat or we're doing a tutorial, because I do both on those two social medias. I also do sales, and the sales are only done on TikTok. So we did a chat earlier today, and we will be doing a tutorial tonight. So what we've got is, and I'm just leaving it as the pendant because that's what we're saying it is. This is what we're titled the Modern Pearl Cluster Pendant, where you can put it on a chain of any length. You can put it on a pre-made necklace. You can make a chain for it, whatever you would like to do. So I am not going to spend a lot of time with like showing you how to do the chains or necklaces, that type of thing. We're going to spend more time. We're going to go through two different styles of glass pearls here to do this tonight. So we have a solid one here. Our first example tonight, I'm going to make in a solid color. The second one I'm going to make tonight on the live will be a mix of colors. So you can do whatever you like. Earlier today, when I did show off the pendant, Nordic Luna on TikTok showed us, hi Meg, how she made similar to this as earrings. So you can do whatever you want with it. I really want you guys just to learn the concept and create something uniquely for you. So that is what we're going to do tonight. What you are going to need, I want to make sure I'm not, yep, I didn't miss any comments. What you will need for your tools to do this is you will need 2 chain nose pliers, 1 round nose plier, 1 flush cutter, and if you are going to use some sort of a clasp with it, you will normally use a split ring, and so then you will need the split ring plier, which I gotta grab here. That's a crimp. I have a whole container of pliers over here. Let me grab it and let me show you the split ring plier. It's right here. That's the split ring plier. So if you use a split ring for this, you will need that. And the only time you would need that is for if you're making your own necklace, okay? Otherwise, you won't need it. Now, for supplies, you're going to need some sort of chain. I'm going to be using my favorite chain tonight. You will also need 10 millimeter glass pearl beads. You'll need 8 millimeter glass pearl beads and 6 millimeter. Now, the number of beads depends on what you want to do and how thick you want it, that type of thing. This one right here, I will tell you, is 110, 2/8, and 4 6mm. You will also need some sort of a jump ring, usually around 8mm or so. We have a 7.5 to 8mm textured jump ring. And for this jump ring, you want it to be a heavier gauge. The larger the number, the smaller the gauge. So you want to go with a small number. I know it sounds really different, but in wire, the smaller the number, the thicker the wire is. And it just makes it more heavy duty, that type of thing. So you want a substantial size jump ring. And with doing jewelry, I like the texture jump rings better for it, just because it gives it more texture and makes it look more professional. And that's what we have here, is that style of jump ring on there. You also will need, for however many beads you have, you need 1 head pin for each bead. So that is what we need. All right. So I'm going to show you exactly how I made the blue one. We're going to do it in red. That will be our first one that we're going to do tonight. So I'm going to point y'all down. Here we go. While I'm pointing you guys down, I am not able to see comments on YouTube at all. And TikTok, I have to look over at the backup account to see comments there. But I am going to take, I had them in a little bowl so I could know which one went with what. My head pins, my beads, my jump ring, and I just need a little bit of the chain. It's on the spool. You can leave it on the spool. You can cut them off however many links you want, whatever you're comfortable with. I just leave it on until I get done. I'm going to put all of my beads on the head pins. And I usually put them in the order of how I'm going to put them on the necklace. So I'm going to do a 10mm, 2 6s, 1 on each side of my chain. Oh, you're watching that game. It is, we are watching it. That's why I'm not going to probably be on for a full hour, as Ryan and I are watching the game together. And so I've got my 2 8s now, and now I'm going to take my 2 6s and put them on. So now you see how I'm going to go up my chain. Each link has, the first link has only 1 10mm. The second link on each side, I'm going to have a 6mm. The third link is going to have on each side the 8mm, and then the 6mm again. Yes. Nope. I think, Joya, if I had bald head pins, I would have used those. I think with this, a ball head pin will give it a classier look. So yes, I don't think it's too much. If I had them, I would be using them, but I am completely out. All right. I am, just like we did last week when we did a project, I am going to do all of my head pins at the same time. So what I'm going to do is, you see here on my round nose pliers, I have a black line. I am just going to put that in the middle of my black line, push it 90 degrees away from me. Take your tool, reposition the tool 45 degrees within that 90-degree angle we just created. Bring this part of the head pin around your pliers until it gets to the other side. It doesn't move anymore. Reposition your tool so now this is on top. He was down here before. Now we're going to bring him up to the top, and we are going to finish out our circle. So at the end, this piece is 90 degrees away again. You just completed a complete circle by doing that. If you do not put your tool at a 45 degrees in that little bump, oh no, we're just getting started, Geraldine. What will happen is your circle will not be a circle, it will be the letter D. It'll be straight on one side and curved on the other. So we're going to do this for all of our head pins. Put it on our black line, 90 degrees away, reposition 45 degrees, bring this around the top. When it gets to the point you can't move it, move that tool to the top And there you go with a circle. Hello, Lulu. 90 degrees, 45 reposition tool, bring that around, reposition the tool so this is on the top. Finish off our circle. This one is only going to have 7 on it. Do that again. Put our bead, and when you're putting the bead on there, you're putting the tool on top of the bead so that your distance between the bead and where the loop starts is the same and consistent for all of them. There is 90 degrees, bring it around. Were you guys hanging out? And then you've got your circle. This, because it is a necklace, I would be okay using the one-step looper if doing this type of circle with the wire wrap is difficult for you. This one, I would say, yes, go ahead. You can use the one-step looper. Just make sure you get your circle closed when you put it on the chain. What is a one-step looper, if you're asking? It is a tool that will make the loop at the top of your bead, but it does not wrap around there. Hey, my sister and I were FaceTiming each other this morning and shopping online together. All right, now, each one of these loops is open yet. So I just use my pliers here, then round nose. I open up see how I open that up just by pulling it up a little bit? And that allows me then to put this on the chain. Then I take my pliers and I close up my chain or my loop. I can't talk there. And then we're going to wrap this around the post part of that head pin. And what I mean by wrap around, you're stacking the wraps on each other. I haven't cut that off yet, but if you see, I have stacked those. They are not on top of each other. They're sitting on, just like you're stacking them up. And then you take your head pin or your flush cutters and go cut that end of that head pin off. And I'm having a hard time with these. One of my cutters needs to be replaced. And I haven't taken it out and replaced it yet. And I just need to do that. There we go. Hoi! There is our first angle on that piece of chain. So I'm going to bring that up so you guys can see it. Now, when we're holding this, the second chain or second link of the chain has 2 sides. I'm going to put a bead on each side as we go up. So when I have these 2 6mm, they're going to go on link number 2, 1 on each side. Ah! You didn't know you could open them and add them that way? Oh, see it? We can each learn from each other. Open that up. Go to the second link on the chain, pick one side to go on, and put it on. I am making we're calling this one the Modern Pearl Cluster Pendant. It goes on a necklace of some sort, whatever you want to put it on. This is the one. There we go. My garbage is full from my earlier live. Grab the second 6mm, open it up. I just happen to hold up my necklace. That's why I leave my chain on, is so that I have some space to work with and I'm not working with just like 4 little links. And then I can see on this side here is where my other 6mm is. So I'm going to take my head pin and go in on the other side. Hello, Rainbow. And now we're going to grab the end and wrap that around. There we go. And then we're going to cut off that little end. And if you notice, I will either hold on to the end that I'm cutting off, or I'll point it down toward my bead mat, because you don't want them to go flying everywhere. That will really hurt to step on it. All right, now we're going to our 8mm. We've opened these up, and we're going to the third link on the chain. We're going to add one of those 8mm into that link, close that up, grab our pliers, and wrap this around. The reason why I use my round nose plier when I'm doing this to hold this with is because the round nose plier is smaller in diameter than the chain nose. And I'm going to show you here what I'm talking about. So when you look at these two side by side, do you see how this is thinner than this one? I like to be able to see what I'm doing when I'm doing this, so that is why I use the round nose. Some people prefer to use the chain nose, and that's why you can have two of them doing this step. Okay? It's all with what works easiest for you. Yep. And the reason why I say that is Buttercup's mom, when she was younger, so right here is where my 8mm is at. I want to be on the other side of it, so I'm just going to turn my chain around and get in. I just go in that hole of that link is all I'm doing to add that on there. And so one time, somehow or another, one got loose on us, and it actually was in her toe for a while. She was like, something's poking me, and we could never see it in her toe, and then it got yucky, and then it came out. So that's why I say be careful with these little pokers. All right, we got that one cut off. So now we have 3 links of our chain have beads on them. I just think 3 is like too short. So that's why I put 4 links. You can do as many as you want. If you want to put more than 1 bead on each side of a link, you sure can. If you would use bigger chain, this is a 6x4mm chain. And to me, the 6x4 is really good to have 1 on each side. If you would use like an 8x6, you could actually stack more beads inside of there and make it fuller. It is literally whatever size chain you want to use with how many beads you want to use. All right, so there is our 6mm size bead. And if you had 4mm or 12mm size beads, you can use those too. But with what we're doing here, I think the 6, 8, and 10 work really great. And all I'm using is glass pearls, which we do sell on Friday Night Lives on our bead sale. We do 1 6, 1 8, and 1 10 each time pretty much. But I'm getting close to being done with the glass pearls. We will be bringing what we have left to our bring back sales. But we're going to get close. In a couple, I think I have one size. I only have like 1 or 2 packages left. There we go. Is he going to be pokey? Nope, he's not pokey. All right. Now, here we have our pendant. What you can do now is I take 2 chain nose pliers. I find I'm using unsoldered links of chain. So I'm able to open this up, this link. Rather than opening the jump ring, I'm going to open up the link so that I can get this off of, on that 4th link, I'm just opening that up, just like you would a head or jump ring, putting on that jump ring that we have, and then closing it up. And making sure we get him closed. Yep, I cannot get my nail in there. And there you have the pendant. And that is the red one. Now, what you can do to end this necklace is you can decide, how long do I want my chain to be? Do I want my pendant? I'm going to bring the camera back up so you guys can see the whole me and just not part of me when making this decision. There we go. You can decide, do I want my pendant up here on a 20-inch cord or chain or whatever you want it to be on? Do I want it on a 24-inch? So depending on what you're wearing with, my shirt is not a great shirt to have a longer one on. So for me, if I were to do this, I would probably do a 20-inch. So what I would do is just get my ruler out, decide what chain I wanted. Since it's 20, I'm going to need a closure. So I am going to get 19.5 inches of chain here. So we're just going to measure it out. Just like we just did before, we are going to open this jump ring here on the end. Or not the jump ring, the link. Let me get this up. So, whoop, wrong plier. I need my chain nose pliers. So we're going to open that up. We got an opening here. I forgot to get these out. I use 6mm split rings and a 12x6mm lobster clasp to do my closures. So I'm grabbing one of the 6mm split rings. That's right here. Let's get that focus. There we go. We're just going to put that onto that link that I just opened, and we're going to close it up. So we have half of our necklace already done. Okay, now we are going to take our jump ring that is on our pendant, put the chain on, set this down for a moment. There's a reason why I do that right then, because if I don't do that and I start working on my other half of my closure, half the time I forget to put it on the pendant. So this is where we take our split ring plier that has this little notch here, and we are going to put that notch in between the two split ring sides there. You see where it's a little bit open? I'm back a little bit. I'm not right at the edge. The reason why I'm not right at the edge is that I use that little part that we have available here to get my lobster clasp onto that, take off my split ring tool, grab a plier, and just rotate that split ring around, and it is on there now. So that is why using, you go back just a little bit, not too far, because if you're too far back, it doesn't open at the beginning to give you enough room to get on. So you want to be back just a little bit. Now I'm going to take on the other side of my 20-inch or 19.5 inches of chain, because the closure is going to take up about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch, just depending on the size of closure that you're working with there. We're going to open that up, and we're going to put on our split ring with the lobster clasp. We're going to close up that link. And I do not have my glasses on, so this is not easy. And we are going to make sure that this is closed. He is not closed yet. This is where I should have put my glasses on. There we go. And then you have a 20-inch necklace with that pendant on it. So here. There we go. This is not the right shirt to wear this with. Let me see if I zippy up. There, you can see it there a little bit. I'm in the comments over on TikTok. But that's how you do that. And you can decide whatever length that you want. You could use an already made necklaces. You know, I do sell those too. So if you wanted to use that, you sure can. All right. So that's the first one. The second one I'm going to show you. Let me move those out of the way. I'm going to point you guys back down. We're going to do it and shake it up just a little bit different. And that's why I want to show you how you can make it different. Teach you how to make it on your own. So we have our head pins. We have, once again, the same jump ring. If that's what you want, whatever jump ring you want. But now I have one purple 10mm glass pearl. I have 4, there's really 4 here, of a pink 8mm size glass pearl. I have 4 of the 6mm ivory. It's an ivory color. And then we have the 6mm purple. And I'm not sure if I want to add in, I grabbed 2 extra of the ivory in case I wanted to add those in. So we can change it up as we're making too. So we are going to put on our beads on our head pins here. So we got the 10mm purple. Well, that head pin does not want to let this one go in. This is where you get a bead reamer out because he is being silly dilly here. Let me get my bead reamer. And this is where you open up the hole of the bead a little bit bigger so you can get what you want on it. I don't usually have to do this, but the ends are not open on this bead. I could tell it. There we go. Let's see if we can get that on there now. Yep, we got her on. Let's see if we're going to have the same problem with this one. There, we got it on. Now we're going to do our 6mm ivories. And we're using more beads with this one. So this one's going to be longer than our last one. So you can put however many beads you want on there. I might have to use the bead reamer on this one too. We're getting close, everybody, to a giveaway. We only need 2.7K more. So I think we should be able to get to at least one giveaway before we get off the live tonight. Sometimes they'll go and then they won't go. He got stuck right to the end. And now I'm trying to get him off. Because I don't want that part to be showing there. Come off. Come on off. There we go. Let's see if we have a different head pin. Will you go on a different head pin, dudette? The hole is just not big enough yet. Hold on. Let's do this again. So the bead reamer, you just do it as a circle type thing. And you're opening the hole a little bit bigger is all you're doing with the bead reamer. I have tried to see if I can get bead reamers to sell as a tool, but I haven't found a supplier that has the bead reamer. I've had the bead awl, but the awl doesn't have the abrasiveness that this has. There's little, you can see it there, I think, that allows you to, and he might just not want to be big enough. Well, we'll set you there for a minute, mister. I might have to get a different pink one, which means I'll have to grab it. And I go in by both sides. And of all things, the glass pearl is the bead that I do have to ream the most. And I'm trying to make sure I'm not cracking the bead too. There we go. We got one of them on. Let's try the other one and see if we can get the other one bigger. because I also don't want to break the bead. Let's see if we can get you on one, little dude. Yay, he finally went on. All right, those pink ones were hard. Not the purple and not our ivory, just the pink. All right. We are going to create our loops at the top of each one of our glass pearls. Once again, how you do that is you put it on your tool, bend 90 degrees away, reposition your tool 45 degrees within that 90 degree, bring it over the top of the pliers on that circle, bring it up and complete your circle. And what I mean is you bring the bottom of round part of your plier up. Yay, we got there. Woohoo! All right, I am going to put a color in here. While I continue to do this, you guys put colors in there. Yes, you are putting the pliers flush to the pearl. So when I do it, yes, it is flush to that pearl. And I was going to say, for those of you that are really like wanting to see it, I have a different angle of how I do the dangle part. That's what I call it, is a dangle. There is a video on YouTube. It is called the dangle earrings. And I do that instead of it being like me to you, I'm doing it where I'm doing it here and you're doing a look down. So it's a different view. And that sometimes people will be able to learn how to do it easier from that view. So if this view is confusing to you, I would suggest to go into YouTube and watch that video. And I do believe, I'm going to go check my YouTube right now. Hold on. And I think that that one is pinned in a playlist. So let me go here. I'm going to go check it out and make sure. Yes, it is. It is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th one down. So you can see it there. Oh no, I forgot to give you guys a clue since I was talking. Sorry. We'll do an easy color here next to get that color. Hi, Romeo. All right. Let's see. Nobody got the color violet. So we're going to quit and we're going to do it again. Let's do... There we go. We're going to do an easy word. So put comments in, or colors in the comment. We have 3 people, 4 people. Let's see who's got it. First was Lulu. Second was Meg. Joya was third. And Geraldine was fourth. So Lulu, you will get $5 off of your invoice. The color was pink, everybody. Somebody else got pink, but I didn't see who it was before I cleared it out. Sorry. But Lulu, you'll get $5 off. All right. Here we go. Yes, congratulations. I don't think I said that. All right. How we do this now is we're going to open up the purple so that it's open just a little bit so that we can slide our chain on in the middle here. We're just going to put our head pin and slide that down so that chain moves to the circle. Hey, Buttercup.
Can I go straighten my hair?
If you be careful.
Okay, bye.
Hey, you really be careful.
What power do I put it on?
You will turn it on and then do 320.
Okay.
Okay. So then we're going to close it up with this one. You're very welcome. And then we're going to wrap around, going not on top of each other, but like you will go down that post to create a stack. And so I'm going to show you up close what that looks like. So there's the stack. We're going to cut that end off. We're just going to get in there with our pliers, or our flush cutters, I mean, not pliers. And we're going to cut this end off. There we go. Got it, finally. Whew. And there we have one dangle. Now we're going to take our 8mm and we're going to go on one side of the link on that. This is the first link that we have the purple. We're going to go to the second link and we're going to put that pink one in. Close it up. And we're once again going to wrap that around our post, stacking it. Nope, he doesn't. He probably does. I just have never asked him to. That's what I'll say. I've never asked him to. I just always got new ones. We're going to do our second 8mm and put that one right on the other side. So we're going to go. So you see how up close I'm on this side of the chain? I'm going to go on this side this time. Not that side, this side. We're going to put that in our center and go around. I'll have to ask him. When I get done here, I got to remember to ask. And then wrap that around.
Can I get it? Can you help me?
You can't what?
Get like the plug-in.
Oh, you can't ask Opa?
Mm-hmm.
Can you go ask him, please?
Opa.
So there it is where we have, it looks like they're both on the same side, but they're really not. They'll constantly move. All right, now we're going to do a 6mm. Put that in there. On the third link, if you guys notice, we're on the second, we're going to put it on the third. We'll do one on one side and we'll do the other 6 on the other side. I put them over here. I'm like, where are my pliers? We all do that. Well, and it just cracks me up because I'm like, he's supposed to, oh, I forgot to wrap that one. She's supposed to go to him first when I'm live if he's here. Does she? No. Kids always go to the female figure. Now, on that third one, I'm going to go on the opposite side. So we're going to go over here. Close that up. Wrap that around. Cut it off. Yep. Oh, yeah. Well, then my kids and Buttercup have learned to not wake me up. So there is 3 of the different colors. Now I'm going to put on another 8mm pink on the 4th link on one side. So here is link 3. This is link 4. So we're going to go into link 4 and put that on. if I get woken up in the middle of the night, it's a 50-50 chance if I will be okay or not. And what I mean by be okay is I can wake up and I'll be like, okay, thanks for letting me know, or thanks for whatever it is, you know, or I will scream bloody murder at you. The first time I did it to Buttercup, it freaked her out. So you see how I'm on this side? I'm going to put fourth link this side. And I screamed so, because she scared me awake. I don't know why. Sometimes I will get scared awake. And one time, and she was on my side of the bed. My side of the bed, if you go to the wall, that is where our closet is, our walk-in closet. And she backed into the closet. I scared her so bad. That would freak me out now. And the other night, now we're going to put the second pink on the opposite side of that same link. The other night, Ryan came in after I was asleep, and he was going into the bathroom, which is on the other side of our room. And he said, Carol, and I bloody screamed at him. So there is, we've got two sets of pinks, one of the ivory and one purple. And I was like, okay, this might be enough, but I'm like, there's not enough purple in it. And I didn't want to do 10 millimeter purple again, because I figured that would be too much here at the top. And I did have the purple in the 6 millimeter, so I grabbed that same color so that I could add some more purple to it. Once we get this on, I'm going to see if we need more of the ivory or not and decide what to do there. So we're going to put one of the purple on one side of chain link number, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there is one of the purples. It's right there. We're going to do, I forgot to make him into the circle, so I got to do that really quick here. If you guys noticed, I have a black line on my round nose pliers. The reason why I put a black line with a Sharpie is so that my loops, the circle on my loops, and the distance from my head pin where I start the loop and the top of my bead are all consistent across all of them. That black line helps keep me in check. See, and I think that I was thinking we'd be fine with this, but let me see here. I'm going to cut this off and then we're going to see. Whoop. I lost those two off of my there. And they will move around. So, and that's the thing with these cluster necklaces is that you will get different colors throughout as it is moving around. And I think I'm okay with that because I really liked the pink and the purple, but I needed a third color because you always need a balance of 3. Yes, it would. And the thing is that these are not that heavy either. And all you would need to do is make 2 of them, have 2 jump rings, and then just put, because to me, putting that jump ring there moves it a little bit, and it's not right at the top of the earring, and then you've got a little bit of movement. So I'm going to take and find on that last link where it is right there, where the opening is at in that link. Let me get this out of my cord. There we go. Or out of my chain. I'm going to open up that link there, take off my chain. I'm going to put this on there and then close it up. And what I do is I use my finger. If I can get my fingernail in between those 2 links, it's not closed good. There is that pendant. I'm going to go up so you guys can see it. Ooh, yes, this any type of color. So earlier today when we were showing this, I'm going to see if I can find that. Hold on. I got to go. Whoops. I got to get back into my main account. So, so this is this pendant here. You can do any colors that you want with this. And when we were doing it earlier, Nordic Luna was like, I have done it with red, green, and gold. So I am going to go back to where she sent me that picture on my main account on TikTok. So hold on. And bring it up so you guys can see it in different colors. Did you send it to me here, or where did you send me that? Nordic Luna. I'm like looking for it. No, I don't see it. Oh, it's right here. Right here. Got it. Okay. Yeah, found it. So you see, you can do it with the gold instead of silver. Let me get there we go. She's got green, white, and red. Here she's got green and red with the gold, where she's got a link of chain for each one, it looks like. So you can do anything you want with these. And that's what I want you guys to do, is that this can spark off different things for you guys to put together for different colors. You can do it solid. You can do it without being solid. And all we're using in both of these examples are just the glass pearls. Now, when I have made these in the past, I actually used clear glass beads to make it fuller. Red, white, and blue. There you go, Janet. So you can do any kind of color, change it out for the seasons. Now, you see here, if we would have it dangle down, now do you see why I say have a really cool jump ring? That just adds dimension to that. Yes, these colors pop off of my hair. I actually do not have a lot of colors that pop off most of the time, but last two things I've shown is we could make it an earring have popped for whatever reason. Because like here, okay, I'm going to show you. If I did blue, see, it doesn't pop. This pops. So your color of hair makes a difference too with what you're doing. Yep, lighter colors. Well, the other one isn't lighter colors. Those are the fall color ones. It was our keychain. I'll show you here. It was the keychain that we made like this. So, yeah. Don't ask me why. Now, I'm going to show you the cabochons here. I don't wear dangle earrings, so we don't have to worry about me ever wearing these earrings. See, that will pop off of with my hair too. I don't know, but don't do dark blue. Let's see what red would look like. Yep, those will pop. So yes, you can make these into earrings. You can make them into necklaces. You can do whatever you want with them, but I just called it the pendant. Now, you can put this one, because he's a little bit fuller, and the fuller ones is the ones that I would do as a longer one, as opposed to here, I've got this blue one that isn't as thick. Let me get out of the, see how, just by being a little bit longer and thicker, that one could be more for the longer necklaces, in my opinion. That is totally up to you as to what links you want these pendants to be on a necklace. Yep, and it really truly is, when you're looking at it from an earring perspective, you're not going to want to put, glass pearls are heavy. So I will tell you that. There's the blue one. It doesn't look good in my hair though. So, when you're going to do it, if you're going to do them as earrings, my advice is to go with the smaller look here. And the reason being is they're not that heavy. When I feel the weight of this one versus this one is heavier. You used more beads. So you got to watch how heavy your beads get with glass beads and that type. And even some of the natural beads can be heavy. And so you got to watch that if you're making them into earrings. Normally when I do glass pearls, because of their weight, I just do like the 10 or 12 millimeter as it's a single one. Yep. You can do every other link, and you can even stagger them where I was doing them on the same link. You can do one on each side and stagger up too to get it so it's longer. It's going to be thinner, but it's not going to be as heavy type scenario. So those are the types of things that you need to like remember when you're creating and just go through that route. And today, everybody, you guys are going to laugh. Today is a no makeup day, no jewelry day. I just got ready and my hair was down earlier, but I put it back in a headband because I didn't want it in my face anymore rather than put it up into a pony. So I want y'all to know we can go on camera without makeup, without jewelry, with all of that and just be you. Everybody's always worried about what they look like on camera. And I know this isn't a chat time, but I want you to all know you get to be you and just be your authentic self. So just wanted to share that little tidbit with you guys. Because if you go over to, I don't know why TikTok doesn't do this, but if you go to watch the replay of this, you will see my rosacea more on the YouTube. And it's okay. It's who I am. So just thought I would throw that out there. But that is what I wanted to show you all. We will be live tomorrow. I believe it is 2 p.m., but please check the schedule for the exact time. It is going to be a basket sale. We have a few new items into the container, so we have enough to do a little bit of a basket sale tomorrow at 2. And then at 8 p.m. tomorrow night, we will have a bead sale. The bead sale is going to have the coffin pendants that we had before that had the enamel colors of yellow, blue, white, and black. So we'll have those tomorrow night. We will also be bringing in some necklaces that we had in August. I got them back in. So the first 5 items are what we're going to say a restock, because I've had them before, but we sold out of them. So I'm bringing those first 5 back in as a restock. And so that you guys can get them in time for Halloween for those coffins. The necklaces, I'm bringing those in tomorrow because you could use those necklaces and put your pendants on those. We will also have one of the silver wire cages in what I would call the medium size. They are going to be 15 by I can't remember what size. So we'll have those. We will have an acrylic bead that is a cube. We will have a couple of naturals, which one of them is from the Hagar sale. And then we have a flower glass bead. We have, I can't remember, we have a different shape of some glass beads for tomorrow night. And we have about 20 to 25 items. So it's not going to be a very long show tomorrow, but there are some unique things there. So I just want to let you know, we're going to have things that you could use for tonight's tutorial. We'll have those tomorrow. We'll also have paper clip chain in silver, but I only have 20 packages. That's all I could get. I sold them out again. I keep trying to get as much of it in as possible, and it's not been easy getting chain in some days, but we'll have that too. So that is what we're going to have for tomorrow night. Wednesday during the day, we will have a tutorial with silicone beads, and it is a phone grip phone grip wristlet. So it's where you attach your phone with those adhesive hooks, and you attach it to your phone case, not your phone, but your phone case, and then you can attach on the wristlet for your phone. We'll have that on Wednesday, and then Wednesday night we're going to have a chat here in the evening. Thursday we will have a silicone sale, no live Thursday evening. Friday during the day we will have a bring back sale, I believe it is. And then Friday night we're going to have a bead sale, and then Saturday at 11 we will have another silicone sale. So that's what we have planned for this week. Thank you to everybody that has followed while we have been live over on TikTok. We hit it. I finally got to 10,000. Hey, Linda, how are you doing? And I was going to say, I'm so excited because I have been very, very, very intentional about not making it like a grow type thing. It is about people that love jewelry. So that is where we got to, and we've been throughout the day, we've stayed over 10,000. So I'm excited. Hopefully this will stay. So that is what we've got going on for the week and our super news for the week. And I hope to see you all tomorrow. I believe it's 2:00, but check the pinned post here on TikTok and the short on YouTube, and you can join us tomorrow. Bye, everybody.